things.
So do the thing this and be like, oh my God, it's me.
Good morning.
Bro.
I hear that.
Yes, what's going on, people? What's going on?
Hold on.
Your favourite bunch back in the stew.
Back in the stew, episode
Done
19.
already.
Done, you don't know. Creps and cons, you don't know.
Silly.
Do you know what? Yeah, there's something about the way he raps. Yeah, is that when he puts on the Cockney, fam? It kills me, fam.
Yeah, it's the emphasis on each word, isn't it?
What happened to Mostack anyway?
He's pretty late, low COVID and all of that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of these
Probably
artists
on
can't
one
perform.
island somewhere, innit? Like, he's always away on holiday. I
Always
like it.
away.
He's so calm.
I would be as well, fam.
Same, man. Same.
I would be, man.
If he had money.
Money. But don't worry, soon
Inshallah.
come. I keep telling you, look, once we, you know, once we blow up with
Once
I
we blow
hear
up,
that.
man.
Get that
Yeah,
Arab
that's why
money.
you
That
lot need
revenue
to, that's why
income.
you listeners, you need to share that. Yeah,
share that.
Come on, bruv.
Share that, because I hear that.
With your
I
mum
share
and your
that
dad
'cause
and
I
your
hear
uncle
that.
and sisters. and
Understand?
You know?
Yeah, that. You understand?
You know what I mean?
You must act like you have sense.
Right, yeah, man. So, what have we got to say?
Yeah.
Say that.
Yeah, so the first question, actually, I was going to ask you a lot, whilst we're here, is what advice would you give your younger self or younger black men in South London? It doesn't have to be South London, you know. Do you know what? London in general. Because we're all going through it.
You starting
Hard
off
food.
deep there, mate. You starting off
I
deep.
tell.
Do you want to start us off, Sean?
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead, mate. It seems you put me forward in that, you know.
Yeah, go on.
Lovely.
Yeah, do you know what? Like, even though we kind of touched on it before, but just kind of, I'd kind of just have to tell myself to, there's no such thing as a wrong decision.
Okay.
In situations, make decisions and stick by them. Live with whatever consequences happen because of those. Because I feel that what I used to do is, in order to try, if I was stuck between A and B, I wouldn't be able to make a decision, and then it's kind of like that little room of indecision could be influenced by our influences, and therefore, so like, say my mum or dad could be pushing me towards A, and really and truly that might not actually be what I want to do, but just because I can't make a decision for myself, I end up going with it, and then I regret it or whatever. So I've I think what I would do is just kind of make a decision. It might be the wrong one, it might be, well, I said there's no such thing as the wrong one, but whatever it is, just follow my heart and everything will work out eventually. Like, I'll go back on the right path. Even if I made the wrong decision, I'll end up back on the right path.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Eventually. And yeah, just love what you're doing, man. Just love what you're doing. Love your friends and your family. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. Love your friends and your family.
I was going to say, my take on that is like, everything you said, Sean, but to add to that as well, I think that we're living in a generation now where people almost don't expect to take L's or to take losses.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, we're always saying to people, oh yeah, like, gotta win, win. Like, to the point where people are really getting really disappointed and disheartened and kind of feeling like failures for losing. But you have to take L's in this life sometimes to realise what it is that you want, what it is that you deserve, what it is this.
Wins.
These L's, you turn those L's to W's, do you know what I mean? But I feel like we are living in a generation where, you know, we're kind of like, failure isn't almost like an option in a way, but it's, and I get the sentiment where it comes from, of people wanting to big other people up to do better with themselves and win and blah blah, but we have to understand that things happen at different paces for different people at different points in their life, and that is just that's just how life works. So what I tell my younger self as well is to make a decision about something and stick with it. I think I had half ideas a lot of the time. I had half ideas with, I loved football, but my half idea of it wasn't was sticking with a team that wasn't maybe the greatest, but then not taking the time to maybe go out and do trials elsewhere, or even music. Do you know what I mean? I've been making music for 7, 8 years, yeah. And when I was in uni, you know, the sounds and things like that we were creating could have really been something that we could have really, if we pushed it out to the masses at the time, it could have been something where we were being seen as the people to be doing that kind of first. And I don't want to be one of them artists that's like, oh, I was doing it first. But like, it's a thing of where sometimes I look back and I'm like, rah, 21 was the other day. Like, I was 21 the other day. Yeah. And I'm sitting here kind of like seeing how quick time has gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just do things as you can do them, when you can do them, and just put your all in, honestly.
Yeah, man. What about you, Daniel?
If I had some advice to give my younger self,
go on, Sensei.
It would be something my mum told me when I was a kid, but I didn't understand it until I got to an adult, which is enjoy your youth. Enjoy being a kid while you still can, because it's not going to be there forever. When it goes, you're going to miss it.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'll give. And then the second piece of information I'd tell myself as a younger youth would be not just to enjoy your youth, but preparation is key.
Yeah.
Preparation, anything you do, preparation is key. So it doesn't matter, in hindsight, it doesn't really matter what you want to do in life, as long as you have a plan to make your end goal.
Yeah.
To echo what Aaron said, and you said, Sean, in terms of making decisions, sometimes it's not all about making right or wrong decisions. Sometimes it's actually just about making a decision, and sticking with it, and digging deep, because there's going to be times where you feel like you're taking L's and stuff, but I would tell my younger self, what don't kill you make you stronger, and anything worth having is not going to be easy to get. That's why preparation is key. You have your plan. Once you have your plan, whatever it is you want to do, you kind of try and stick as close as you can to that plan. It might not always go to plan, but try and stick. You've got a plan. You've got different sections of that plan that you can sort of carry out and make different goals for yourself. So I would tell them not to put too much pressure on themselves, but as long as you have a plan and an idea of where you want to be, you'll be okay. That's what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, even kind of going back to what you were saying, Aaron, I think I was going to ask about, you know, how we don't like to show our losses or whenever we're down and out or whatever. But in today's generation, like, do you think that... Just one. Yeah, go on.
Just to close off my thing.
Go on.
I'll tell my younger self to save.
Yes.
Tell my younger self to save.
Yeah.
That's one of the most important things, to save.
Save as soon as...
Go on, Sean.
I was just going to say, just save as much as... Don't forget to still, enjoy life, but enjoy life in moderation. Because, there's some people that just obviously lived life but didn't save, and later on they feel it, because again, when they come back, they haven't really... they haven't really got anything. You know what I mean?
I think, and that we were saying with the L's and W's and stuff like that, I think it's because people don't... You see that quote all the time, like, people aren't posting their L's, people only post their W's, like, on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what you said about saving as well is, like, I think having a plan, like Dan said, is so important. Yeah. But also understanding the decisions that you're making in those plans. So... You might be a young buck and you're like, want a new car. But that's a 5-year deal. That might be a 5-year deal because you're like, you know what? I want a 60-month lease, and I want the payments as low as possible because that's what I can afford right now. But remember, that's a 5-year deal. You're going to feel the same in 5 years.
Exactly.
Or, can you save up for a couple months, get a little banger, and then do what you're doing. So just making smart decisions, and also understanding that, there's people that have done things before you, and they're trying to give you advice, not because they're trying to tell you how to do things, but they're trying to tell you something that maybe they messed up on.
But that's why it's key to have a plan, because in for example, that finance situation or situation you just spoke about, the plan in that, or the decision with that is just to make a decision. It's either you're going to do it, or you're not going to do it. It's either you want a decent car to start off with, and you know, you do it that way, or you get a car that is not so decent, you buy it cheap, and it's always breaking down. But within that, you know that you're going to be building no claims.
Yep.
So your insurance is naturally going to go down the younger you start the earlier you start driving. And then after you finish with that car,
so just with that, I'm not even sure if that's how insurance works anymore.
I can speak on it a little bit because I work in that. But
So-
it does go.
and it's also good for your credit.
Yeah.
You know, so this is the other thing where it's like, you know, we talk about saving, talk about having a plan. When we say having a plan, obviously we need mentorship as well.
Yeah.
It's like when you have a real plan about what it is, or you have a sort of a little bit of an idea of what you want to do, because let's be honest, not everybody knows what they want to do when they're young.
Yeah.
So by having a certain idea of where you want to be and making certain decisions along the way, you might even find that by making a certain decision, you've put yourself in a situation where you find you really love what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it diverts you away from that plan, but it's still near it. Like my ambition as a youngster, like I'm not gonna lie, when being a footballer was always like a dream of mine, as a lot of young boys. But professionally, in terms of working and that, I've always wanted to be an architect.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I sort of made decisions and choices alluding to becoming an architect.
Yeah.
But along the way, some of the decisions I made put me into the deep end of construction.
Yeah.
And I sort of found myself loving surveying more than architecture. And I sort of found myself in that end of construction.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So just by, you know, I didn't always have it figured out, but just by having an idea of where I wanted to be, so many other doors opened up. And those doors usually open up when you allow yourself to make certain decisions, and you allow yourself to be exposed to certain things that might not always be going to plan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like what you just said as well, Dan, is like to put it into my perspective as well, doing law, I had this idea of like, I always had this thing when I was young, like I watched Judge Judy and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a judge one day. I'm going to be a solicitor, barrister, blah, blah, blah. And as I started going through the course, doing the undergrad, doing the masters, the LPC and stuff, I started getting to a point of where, you know, I was finishing sort of my LPC. I was in uni, and everyone was talking about training contracts and talking about going to these big firms and this and that. And I was amongst some people who, you know, had, you know, some powerful kind of figures in their life, or being able to get them into certain jobs and things like that. And I was sitting there and I'm like, but it's not fun. Like, I don't want to be standing up as a barrister in court. Like, that's not. And then I started going down the route of, well, if that's why I started to do the LPC, because I was like, well, qualify as a solicitor, and then it's a bit more paperwork based rather than standing up being a barrister. That's what I prefer. And then doing that, I even then ended up thinking to myself, well, no, so why don't I try to maybe, you know, marry two ideas, or say like doing music and law and becoming like doing like working, say, Spotify. Like, that would be a dream for me, working for Spotify in the legal department or something. So that is kind of like the route of where I'm thinking about it now. But if I was determined to be like one thing, like a barrister, like that's what I'm going to do, I would have neglected the fact that there was other options out there. And that's what goes back to what you said, Dan, of making a plan, but then you make a plan for something, but then you might along the way you might find something else, but you still have that central kind of plan of what you want to do, and you get diverted a little bit. That's cool.
That's the beauty of life, man.
Do you know what I was gonna before we move on as well, I wanted to touch on another thing that I think I'll tell my younger self is read up more about loans and credit cards, because I mean, I remember when I was younger, I took out credit card, and I was like, you know me, like I said to myself, like, yeah, I'll just use it for, you know, petrol. Alright, cool. We're gonna go Cyprus. Alright, yeah, let me go Cyprus. Do you know what? That's cool. I can pay that off. Calm. That's 1 month's pay. You know, Do you know what? Yeah, I want them clothes there. You know, let me get that. And before you know it,
family,
bro.
And they're requesting it on that date,
bro.
It has to be paid
and
by this date.
I just thought to myself, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I think, advice for what I would tell my younger self is not to not get credit cards, because credit cards are good if you know what you're doing. Just research, and when you think you know enough, research even more, because there's different types of credit cards. I didn't know that at the time. When I was taking them out, there's ones that are just there to build up your credit score. There are ones to build up air miles. There are ones to build up. There are ones just for purchasing. There are ones just to, there's all sorts of different ones. Yeah. But man.
And just quickly, just on that, check your credit.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? Don't be afraid to check your credit, and don't be afraid to build on it. Yeah, because we're not all in this great position where we've all got great credit, or we maybe once had good credit and then something happened and then we had to flip it and then blah blah blah. All these different sort of things. Yeah, but learn about it. Learn what credit is. Learn that you can contact Experian credit fix, whatever.
Credit scoring.
Credit score. You learn that you can contact these people and find out what's on your credit file and what's holding you back from maybe getting a certain APR because you want to get that car, you want to get the mortgage or this and that. So just be aware of the fact that you can ask questions about things.
Do you know what? All these things are so good as well, because do you know what? I'm with ClearScore, and even aside from like credit and everything, they told me that one of my passwords have been included in a like a data leak or something like that, innit? And this was before like Apple started doing all their madness and telling everyone that to change their password. But they told me how many times people on the black market have basically got my password. But these are for like like an Argos login or lastminute.com or whatever. But at the same time, when you look at those type of passwords, are probably some passwords that you use for other more important things. Do you know what I mean? So like those are great things to have, and also just don't use the same passwords for everything, because that can really mash you up, innit?
Yeah. Basically, kids, it's like in this day and age, for the younger generation, I'm talking about people born 2003 or after, maybe 2002 or after. Some of your jobs haven't even been created yet. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's right and wrong ways to do things, but nothing's like a cardboard cutout, like carbon copy. This is what you should do, unless you know exactly what it is you want to do. But even then, there's different avenues to get there. And I would say, don't be scared to question things. I think the issue of our generation is that we learnt so many things, but we didn't question them enough. Yeah. Like, and when we did question them, we got shut down. For example, it's like, why do we need to learn algebra? Yeah. Why do we need to learn Pythagoras theorem? I've not used it since school. Yeah. But if we had asked that, we'd get shut down and be like, well, you need to know it. Yeah. And then you'd ask the teacher, do you use it? not even being cheeky, but as a kid, sometimes you do get curious.
But you get told off.
Depending on the person who you're asking questions, it will determine how much knowledge you'll get on it. Yeah. I remember hearing a teacher say to one of my friends at the time in school that you'll never have as many qualifications as me, and I can bet my last bottom dollar on it. Whoa. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the guy was bad.
Rude still.
Do you understand? Yeah. He was so confident. I saw the guy the other day. I think my teacher might have been right, but somebody else. No, but do you know what? No. Listen.
Sorry.
No, listen.
Oh my goodness.
Listen. Because for me, but someone else could have taken that and flipped it. Like I heard him say that, and I took it personally. Bro.
Yeah.
Because of the type of person that he was and the type of person who he said it to. Yeah, I took it personally because we're from a similar background. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And I can honestly say that those words never left me. Even though they weren't for me, they never left me. And it spurred me on to keep grafting, to keep pushing. Even when I think even there's been times I've fallen flat on my face.
Yeah.
You have to.
And you will fall flat. But even the fact that that teacher said that,
Fam.
said that. You know what? Some people get disheartened by that, but we're not going to go into that.
What teachers said back in the day, they could never say today.
Do you know? Yeah, of course. But you know what?
Oh, my
Sometimes people aren't as strong as others. Yeah, so be careful what you say to them. Yeah, the kids. Yeah, just do your thing out there. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
have a plan A and plan B. Yeah, just do your thing. And have a bit of a plan in that.
I heard that.
That's what do the fingers and be like, oh my God, it's me.
Good morning.
Bro. I hear that. But even talking about
Stay off the roads.
this brings me back to so stupid, isn't it? Oh man, please. No, fam, but this, just obviously everything we're talking about, it just kind of brings me back to even football. Do you know what I mean? And like,
the good days.
like I've always loved football. I've always loved football.
Retweet,
Retweet, favorite.
Listen,
Where's the subscribe button?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Give me
notifications.
Come on.
But I mean, like even things that I would even tell my younger self on that front. Don't be afraid to move teams. I used to play for a team. We get battered 12-0 every week.
I was one of the teams that used to batter your teams.
It is where it
speedy
is.
winger, fam. He was always the dangerous guy.
It is where it is, fam.
Cut him out, then the team's broken.
Fam. But that's the thing. But the reason why I didn't mind, because all my boys played for them. It's cool. Yeah, we'll talk about football and whatever. Like when you think about it, that team chemistry was broken, fam. On Ultimate Team, we would have suffered. But,
no chemistry, fam.
But yeah, bro, there was no chemistry and nothing. But we were boys and we enjoyed it. And then it wasn't until my dad moved me out of that team, moved me to an area which pretty much I'd say 90 to 95% of the team weren't black.
Yeah.
So I had to really like get into it if I really wanted to stay there, kind of thing. And I think that was probably the best decision that he made for me
in terms of
football, because it's like if I'd stayed there, who knows how it would have been.
Do you know, props to your dad as well, man, because some of us didn't have that. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think that if some of us had that, we could have made definitely a lot of better decisions.
I thought he was trying to ruin my life when he told me that I got to move from.
He moved to a higher league, didn't he?
Yeah, from the higher league, and then from there went to another. And bro, it's wild, fam.
And that's one thing are we going to disclose team? Oh, do you know what? Let me just say it. Yeah. But where I was playing for a team, I think it's important for kids to have an activity like that, or like have that team spirit, or learn 100%. How to like do that. Yeah, because it's such an exciting feeling, whether you're training on Saturdays and playing on Sundays, or training on Wednesdays and playing on Sundays, whatever 100. It is. Yeah, 100. But like I remember, I was lucky enough that my dad used to take me to training. So he used to take me to training, and then sometimes they'd get asked to be linesman. So my dad would do linesman. I think one time you missed it. You missed completely he wasn't watching the game. Like he was watching the game, but he was watching it from a bystander's viewpoint, rather than remembering that he's actually linesman. After that was it. He didn't want to do it anymore.
I can imagine.
I think playing for a team and being in a team, like I was in the Bexley League, so we were in Tandridge League. We got kicked out. We got kicked out of Tandridge because I think our owner done some madness or whatever. I don't know what happened. But all I remember is the year before, the year after I came, we got moved to Bexley. So I was going off, obviously, at Bexley Heath, playing all those teams over that side. Literally, most of my team were from ends. Like, a lot of them were from Peckham. I was playing in Dulwich. At the time,
I used to train in
Dulwich. So it was like a lot of the boys, pretty much 95% of my team was black. If not more. And then there was that one kid that went to Dulwich College. I remember his name, William. But he was his dad used to come in a range, everything. But he was a baller, but he didn't fit in culturally to the team because he was just different.
In the area.
But then if he had gone to go to one of the teams we used to play against, it would have been different. So again, even learning that, getting on the bus or whatever, do you know what I mean? Going to the games, seeing the other team, seeing just the preparation behind it.
Team sports, prepare you for real life.
They do.
None of this. Everybody is a winner, and Everyone, you get a medal for inclusion. Not that it's bad, but I think it gives a false narrative.
Yeah.
Like in team sports, you actually know if you're good or not. You can tell, like, you're told, and not even in the worst way, but you can see that, okay, I'm not getting selected because I'm not good enough, or I'm not better than the person that's in my position. So it's either you do two things. You leave and you go to another team, or you work hard and you get better than the person in your position and you take that spot. And it gives you a sort of, I don't want to say winner's mentality, but it gives you a sort of a strong mentality, a sort of survival
determination
mentality.
kind
Do you get determination? Because the team that you're playing in, is the team you're a part of is a good team. So naturally, you don't really want to leave. You want to stay. But in order to justify why you should stay and not get released or whatever, you need to work hard. Do you understand? And that's the same principles that you use within the workplace, that you use just in general. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to have a certain determination. You need to build, you need to have like a certain character about you so that people want you for your services. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that team sports does do that for you, especially if you're at a very good team.
I think that even team sports, they make you realise that as much as you could be fighting for your position, but they make you realise that there is a position for you. In the sense that, like, everyone, it's a team sport. It makes everyone's got their part to play in what makes this a win, or what didn't make it a win and why we lost, or that we train together and then we go to the game and then what's happening on the training pitch isn't happening on the field. Like, it could be so many different things.
It gives you a taste of real life as well, because if you're actually not that good, best believe banter will fly.
Banter will fly, especially when you're that age as well.
And you have to, it will continue to fly until you fix up or you leave. And there's no I'm sorry about that. There's no regard for his mental health. It's not got nothing to do with that. It's if you're not good enough,
or not, like,
if you're not good enough, you're not going to be selected, and you're going to get laughed at.
And that can beat you down as well sometimes. You're like,
can beat you down.
I'm not getting the ball as much.
And that's I think that's a good sort of introduction to life. In a sense, because people will laugh. People are always going to have something to say about you. And then you can either choose to bend over and take it, or you can choose to work hard and say, do you know what, you laughed at me then, but I'm gonna have the last laugh.
Do you know what? Because that kind of reminds me of a situation where I was in an academy, got released, then went to a team. Now, I'd been at this team for a while, and I was in and around their first team. Bearing in mind, I was like fresh, was it 17, 18? So I'd been like in and around this the first team for this team that I'd gone to after I got released, and I was doing well. Been mentioned in the local newspaper, all this and that. Man, for whatever reason, manager kind of treated me like Saliba, innit? Like William Saliba. Kind of just like kept me in the reserves, but then it's like when I'm asking why am I not playing, kind of like, oh, this and that and whatever. And then obviously then I started picking up, full-time work. So you can make some games, you can't. Some games you can't. Some training sessions you can make, some you can't. And then after a while, then you started, when you start asking managers about what what you have to do to start playing and whatever, and they start feeding you bullshit, like you kind of me personally, I kind of like fed into it. I was thinking, okay, maybe you might be right. Maybe he's looking at things from a different angle.
Then you learn the skills to take yourself
and
out
then
of the situation.
because I've never been like I've never been a dead baller, innit?
Of course not.
But when I was there, I kind of felt like, right, you know, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Do you know what I mean? And then it took one time for me to say, right, you know what? I came back, did pre-season, done well in the friendlies, everything like that. And then the manager was thinking, okay, you're going to be part of this team. But I learned that from last season that he's going to say that, and I'm just going to be
on the sideline,
getting last 15 minutes, last 20 minutes. What do you want to do in that? And then so I went on loan to another team, which was like a league or two down. I can't remember. But even though it was a league or two down, I was getting full minutes.
You were sharpening yourself.
I was sharp. I think that is probably the best football I've played in a while.
So what you did was you assessed your situation.
Yeah.
You saw that you wasn't being valued. And
Yeah.
you took yourself out of that situation, put yourself in a place where you was being valued.
Exactly.
Life skills.
And then, so just
go on.
because of that now, my confidence has grown.
Yeah.
Everything like that. I've now established myself in that league.
Yeah.
Now, I was managed to. I had offers from the league above saying, "Oh yeah, come play for us or whatever."
Yeah.
Obviously, unfortunate circumstances, you get injured.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when I know I'll come back, I know where I'm going to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like you said, fam. It's like life. When someone's not valuing you in a situation, take yourself out.
I got a story as well. So
Can I just say what? Yeah. I was
go
just gonna say that is just like the workplace.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
that is just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just like being at a top firm. I don't know, like in the legal. I don't know, Deloitte or Baker McKenzie or JP Morgan or something like that. And you thought that this is the place to be. But then you're like, they're treating me like shit here. Like, I'm not getting the value that I deserve and respect. Maybe I am as good. Maybe I am good, but my confidence isn't there. And when your confidence isn't there, your ability sometimes can't shine through because ability sometimes needs confidence to shine through
Yeah,
at
literally.
times. So
That's what it is.
it's so you might go to another team, a smaller department, something like that. But the way you build your confidence up and yourself up in that, you could then excel and you could go to a higher job than what you had previously.
Yeah,
Again, it's just building life skills.
Your ceiling at that place is,
That's it.
you've hit it.
Yeah.
And
That's why I
that
say-
doesn't mean you've hit it everywhere.
Doesn't mean, exactly.
That's why I say our generation comes from a different cloth, man. Because I remember even starting out in football, and I started football at the age of under 11s, and that was late considering
I was
some of the
gonna
other
say,
people. Like some people started playing football at under 5s or under 6s
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
I started at under 11s.
I remember them little tournaments.
You know what I mean? And because my football was always in the street or in the playground or in the cage or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? That's where I'd play football. And I remember when I first started playing for 12-a-side team, 11-a-side team, and all of that.
say.
Sorry. 11-a-side team
yeah.
and all of that. Like I didn't know how to hold a position.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to make time the weight of my pass or all of these things. So my knowledge was behind everyone's. About what they learned, and I used to get laughed at a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I remember saying that to myself that, do you know what? I've had enough of being on the bench and being a super sub if I come on or whatever, and not playing. And I remember because I didn't have a dad to take me park and kick ball with me. And I used to just kick ball against the wall.
Yeah.
I used to go to the park on myself. I used to work on my touch, left foot, right foot. And I remember being in a particular team. And when I first went there was a brother. He's actually my brethren now, but he laughed. He used to laugh at me all the time, like, "Oh yeah, this guy's so shit." Blah blah blah. X, Y, Z. I remember working, and we had a mutual friend that lived in the same area as us.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I got so good, not even blowing my own. I got so good, that I was always one of the first people on the team sheet, and I actually took his spot. And I remember the other brethren that we had, the mutual brethren that we had, he said, "But I'm not gonna lie, Daniel's better than you, innit?"
Yeah.
And it was so humbling for me. He had to admit, I know he's better than me. I know he's better than me now. But he said, but you used to laugh at him all the time. But he said, I know he's better than me now, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And his confidence got a bit knocked. And he was the kind of guy that his dad would take him out every week. And, them dads are, I'm not taking you football no more if you're not playing or you're not.
Shouted on the sideline with the manager.
You know what I mean? And for me, I felt accomplished because I worked hard to sharpen myself. And I worked hard to play with people that I admired in the game.
Yeah.
And I was on par with them or maybe even better than some of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that gives you, I can do it.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? And it builds up your confidence and that. And,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna
Can't laugh at people.
I was just gonna say as well, for some of those young aspiring ballers that are out there as well, I know some of them are there seeing dead ballers in their spot in the first team, and I know it bothers them. But all you got to do again, graft, take yourself out of that situation if needs be, go somewhere else, enjoy your football. They'll kick up that. It's mad. It's mad because when I went somewhere else, like all of a sudden my old manager's like talking. Oh yeah, so you're doing quite well here, isn't it? Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
And also understand, just quickly, I wanted to say your position. Like, I remember, I think when I first went to my team, I started out as striker.
Yeah.
I started out as a striker. And I remember playing them little league games, like Power League. Not Power League, but you know, at the time, it was those tournaments.
Yeah,
it must have been like 8, 9. And I remember I was doing well at striker. And I remember one game, my mum's still got it on video camera. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Nutmegged one guy, got a clean through on goal. Tripped. Tripped in front of the goal, and that done my confidence a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it done my confidence a bit, because it was like you could hear the in the crowd, you could hear the because you done so much, like you nutmegged the man, it's on camera and everything, and then you've got there and it hasn't pulled through. But after that, I started. I think in training one time, I went left back. Why did I go left? I can't remember why I went left back here, but there was something that came about. And again, this is why you have to listen to, sometimes in life, things happen for a reason, I went left back here and I shelled it. I can't lie. Left back was like, I always, man. It was the position for me. It was me. It was, sometimes I fill in at centre back as well. When I started getting a bit more taller. But it was the understanding of, sometimes as a baller, you sit there and you think, oh, man, like I'm not getting picked for this position and blah, blah, and I want it, I want to be striker, blah, blah. But then you might actually be more suited to something else, or you might actually shine more at the time. You know what I mean? So
I heard that.
I even remember, like, in Betsy League, like, you always had that one, like I was saying earlier, you always had that one parent that was fully on it. Terry plays shit. Get back. And he was like, you're like, is that the manager? He's like, nah, it's just his dad.
Yeah.
He's here. The dad usually got the kit for the for the football team. He's got the adult version of it.
Or you had that one dad that thought his kid was better than he actually was. Man.
Yes.
That was the most jarring.
Yes.
Most jarring. Who would you, man, say was the best player you lot have played with back then, if you can remember their name?
There was a guy called Diego who used to play in the team. Was he like
Colombian looking?
Yeah, he was like 2 years above it. Listen, his free kicks.
He used to wear vapors.
Oh my goodness! Do you know who that was? That was the owner's son.
Okay.
The owner of my club.
Okay.
That was his son. It was cold.
Yeah. My team used to do friendlies against couple years above your team, sometimes. And I remember playing against him.
Yeah.
And they were twins that played for that team as well, innit?
I can't remember because they were a couple years above me at the time.
I can't lie. They were cool. And there was a guy in that team.
Yeah.
He's a white kid. His name was Aaron as well.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There were some ballers,
Dark. This Aaron kid, left foot, right foot, step up. Do you know what he was like? He was like an Mbappe, fam.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the best player that I played with.
Yeah.
He was just like but I remember him because he was sick.
Diego. There was another. I want to say one more. Guy. There was another one. I can't remember what his name was. But I think he was Chinese or something. Some Chinese brother I played
Chan.
with. Nah, it wasn't Chan. But it was. He was like a Park Ji-sung, fam. Like the way he just had that third lung running around on the pitch, bro. He had that third lung, bro. He had that third lung running around on the pitch. And then I remember he had a horrible accent. I remember seeing it. Yeah. I remember he put his foot into the ground and he's obviously turned, but his foot stayed in the same position. Ooh. So he's broken his broke his leg or broke his
knee,
his ligaments or something. But you see it as you ever seen that on a pitch?
Yeah.
I've seen someone someone break their leg or break their whatever. It's horrible.
I've seen someone
the scream.
I've seen someone go 2 foot into someone. His leg stayed in the ground. But he's also like flipped and landed on his wrist, so he broke his right foot and his left wrist, and I think the game got abandoned. I think that was against Wharton and Hersham one time, and that was horrible, fam. That scarred me because I didn't even want to play against.
Yeah, you did. When you see that, you're like,
I'm just
I remember seeing tackles happening and bones coming out. Have you seen one of them tackles? Crunch.
I've seen not crunch, but what it was is that I was playing 5-a-side one time, and it was this guy was just dribbling, just outside the little the D in it.
Yeah.
And all it was is just like if you're walking and I just kind of knock your leg. But
Snapped.
just the way, his foot just went like that, innit? And then, and the worst thing about it, this guy was Italian. He's meant to fly Italy to go home the next day. Like, not home, but like go back and see his family, and obviously couldn't go, innit?
That's mad.
And it was such a small thing, fam.
Yeah, some
like a
people
little
are
trip.
really injury prone, you know, or
Yeah,
like just it's the little things for certain people.
Yeah.
Who's the
I'm thinking
who's the
that's
best?
the best
Yeah,
players.
you're trying to think the best players. Do
there's a
you have
couple
one, Sean?
still.
I was gonna say, not the best player, but this guy was cold. Because I know there's probably some that I'm missing out, but this guy called Kevin, and his brother Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So his brother played centre mid, but for the whole, I think you know how when you play kickoffs at 3, you start at 1:30, leave at what, like 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy probably said about 3 words, fam, the whole time. You don't talk, but on the pitch he will find you. On the pitch he will find you. That's it.
Let me tell you who that
white
was.
Boots.
Let me tell you who that was. Yeah,
Who's that?
And this is a compliment to the team on a whole. Yeah, the best team. Cause I played different levels of football in it, but the best team that I can remember that gelled as a team, they just were unbeatable as a team. Was Waterloo Boys, fam.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness me! There's a guy, he played centre mid. This was our rival because I used to play for Tulsa Juniors. This is when I was really young before I hit the higher leagues. So there was one guy. No, they had bare players. One of them was called Solomon. Yeah. When I tell you this guy was a ringer, fam. Like he was like double. He was built like a man.
He sounds
and
it,
he was
fam.
in the middle of the park. And when I tell you anything, he pinged left foot, right foot. He's going straight to your foot, fam.
Yeah.
And then there was a next guy on the left wing called Aziz. Oh my god, I've never seen a left foot like it.
Well, I was going to say, what
Waterloo
school
Boys, I think some of them went Peckham Academy because they were from like them sides, innit?
Yeah.
But I don't know where all of them went. But then there's a next guy in centre mid called Deji. He's the captain for Charlton now.
Okay.
And I played with him when I was at Beckenham as well. He's cold. And then they had a striker called Chan, and Chan came Beckenham as well. But when I tell you, you see Solomon and Aziz, I don't even know if they're still playing football now, but Solomon, at that age,
and
At
that's
that
what
age, fam.
that's what it was, isn't it?
best baller. Solomon and Aziz, I'll never forget their names.
Yeah.
Solomon and Aziz.
And it's seeing the ballers at
Say
that
their name,
age.
find them. Because where are they? I need to know if they're still playing. Fam. Because I remember playing a cup final against Waterloo Boys, and I think we didn't even play bad there, but we got trumped. I think we got beat like 3-1 or 5-2 or something like that. And that day I cried because we played hard. And we actually battled it, but they just outplayed us. They played us off the pitch, and our team weren't dead, you know.
They're teams that
we had
no matter how
ballers,
good you play, fam, you're just
ballers,
not
fam.
winning, fam.
There was a couple. I remember one guy on my team called Mehmet.
Mehmet, that sounds so familiar.
Yeah, and he was a striker. Yeah, he was a striker. Yeah, he was a striker. He was striker. Yeah, but he was just so techie. Do you know, like sometimes at that age, you're like, I only see this on TV, bruv. Like the way you're pinging balls and that. I'm just, nah. How can you be doing this? Like, we're all 13, 14, 15 at this time. Yeah, man.
I know if you like please, because them maybe Dej still knows what they're doing. Dej is a professional now, but them man. I can't like when you just see a man.
You have to admire it.
You just have to admire the way.
Yeah.
He controlled the middle of the park, and when Solomon and Aziz used to link up, he's like, pace for days, and that foot was a rocket. Solomon would bang it from their halfway line and is pinging off crossbar. And it's like, how did that happen?
Bro, well, do you know what? I want to get in touch with anyone that played for Santley United, fam.
Oh my
I want to know because
they had uncles.
they weren't, fam.
They came to Tulsa.
And they were actually our age. No, I don't think so, fam. I don't think so. I remember because I barged one youth, his boys wanted to beef me.
Yeah, but whenever you go,
this was in Brockwell Park.
Whenever you go Brockwell Park, they would have the whole ends watching the game.
Fam, that's like going to a flipping Turkish derby, fam. I swear they were on the pitch, fam.
I remember one time, I almost had beef with one of their centre backs because I was playing up front at a point.
Yeah.
And what's it called? No, I wasn't playing up front. I was playing up front. And I was against one of their centre backs. And it was like, he saw that I was like, because when I was young, I was sort of big, I was athletic, I was a lot fitter than I was, but I was kind of running. So he was like, oh, what go on, fam? And he went to spud me.
Yeah.
And I went to spud him back, but then, like, at the time, someone on the side was like, don't chat to him. And I kind of moved my hand and I moved. So he felt violated. And I only clocked what I'd done after. So I was like, And all of a sudden, when he comes back now, he's like, you know, when they're backing into, like, when they're backing into you and that for like a corner or something. He's doing this with his heel, fam, on my foot. He's trying to step on my foot. And I'm thinking, what are you doing, bruv? Like, what are you doing? Like, and then he's in my face, like, what? And then I clocked that. It's because he felt disrespected. Yeah. Because I went to spud him, and then I moved. Yeah. Like, that's rude, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what he felt violated. That's what it was.
So
they had some techie players, though.
Yeah, fam. Well, they were like 2-3 years older, fam.
They had their captain. Remember their captain? He had a beard, or full-blown beard at a young age.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But, so just to kind of wrap up, so so you was a left back.
Yeah.
But
I played a few positions, but left back
what was the weirdest position you played?
It's hard because I was so determined to be my best in each position. But I'd say, I'd say striker. You know, I'd say striker.
What, weirdest?
Weirdest in the sense of like
that you would expect them to play there, but you still done a thing. Do you know?
I think my weirdest position was right wing.
Right wing,
because I'm not a winger.
I can't see you as a winger.
But I played it and I was alright. Only because I was fast and solid on the ball. But I think my best position was up front, but my most solid position was right back. Right back or DM.
Yeah. See, my best position was when I was able to see the pitch. Yeah. Like, I was able to see it in front of me. Yeah. Because I've always loved being able to ping the ball or being able to see a pass or to have that vision. But when I'm striker, I feel like
everything's back to goal.
I'm the end product.
I think I got moved from strike too early, fam. If I had a proper coach and they realised my potential, I think I would have done a bad boy striker, fam.
I turned up to training my first training match with AstroTurf,
I
remember like I was young though, man. I was so young. But then I bought boots after. I bought boots like that same day.
Stop it. I remember I was a striker, but then I went to centre back in it.
What?
Oh wow!
Yeah, centre back, fam. I loved it, fam. I loved I would because I was fast.
Control,
do you know what it was? I loved being a sweeper. I'd be like, go on then. Like, you know, they send it long, fam. I'm like, yep, that is me.
Lifted,
clean up, fam. Clean up. And I was second highest goal scorer in it, but
yeah. At centre back.
Yeah, fam. Yeah. Like, I'll do it.
Bro, it's nice, isn't it?
Madness, fam. I loved it.
Did you hear what he said, Aaron?
What,
he said he was second highest goal scorer
at centre back.
Bro, I loved it.
Who do you think you are? Sergio Ramos?
Hey, listen.
That's mad.
I'm not going to lie, I'll do it again still.
Centre back's a nice position, man. Anyway,
We could go for ages, man. But you come to the end of episode 19, innit? Yeah, man.
19.
Nearly
on 20.
Enjoyed it, fam. You know,
boy.
Huh?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, nearly on 20.
Yeah, man. We're flying, fam. We're flying.
But
striving to give you more content, you know.
More content, videos out and that, you know what I mean? And then, the other thing I wanted to do is just shout out a few different things. So
yeah, man. Yeah,
go on, you might as well go down.
I wanted to shout out my brethrens, they're friends of mine, Sanchez and Julia, and Julia's sister. They got, Simone, sorry. They got a podcast called Black Book, the podcast. And it's a brilliant podcast for people of ethnic origins. Go give it a listen. They're always supporting us, so I want to show love to them and support them. It's called BLAQ Book, the podcast. So go follow them, go give them a listen.
We'll put that up as well.
And get ready to hear some wisdom, some banter on that, man.
And just wanted to give a shout out to my business, me and my partner, our business home unit, where we do. We started off doing candles. We then moved into wax melts, and then we're gonna move into other home decor accessories. So big things to come from us. Again, thank you guys.
My brother, that. Go follow that.
I'm gonna put up the app for us, and you can see all the glorious candles and wax melts and all everything
Nice,
that we've
they smell
got.
nice.
Yeah,
Go get that.
they do. They smell
safe,
brilliant.
Go get that.
Now, I wanted to shout out my album again. Yeah, go stream it.
Yeah,
Apple Music,
Blood, sweat,
Spotify,
and tears with that one.
Tidal,
not gonna lie,
everything.
So I had to stop because, fam, I was like, let me not rinse out this album.
Fam,
Let me give it a break.
Fam,
Safe, man.
it's on
Safe.
repeat, cuz.
Yeah, fam.
Safe.
It's nuts.
It's
nuts.
It's yeah, testament to myself. But then, sorry, just secondly, want to shout out, Jerk Shack in Roehampton,
Oh,
me
my
and Daniel had the banana
Hold
cake
on,
from
let
there
me
with
find the Instagram,
custard,
cuz.
yeah. When I tell you,
banana cake
I'll dash it up there, fam. I'll
dash it up there
don't
because
worry.
when they're open, we're going there to eat.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
No, hold on.
Hold on, is it still-
I need to find the Instagram, bro.
It's cool. I'll put it up.
We'll put it up. We'll
You
put it
sure?
up. Yeah, we'll put it up. Then.
Yeah, I'll put it up.
We'll put it up, bro.
Listen,
Different.
hey,
When did you have it? When
set
did
me
Oh,
off, you
but
know.
about
It's a
2
trigger.
weeks ago, maybe. I can't lie to you.
Brother,
Is it still?
Huh?
Is it still?
Yeah.
I've never had banana cake like it, and I'm a cake connoisseur, fam.
Yeah.
I've never.
Never had banana cake.
I'm not
like
even.
that in
You
my
know,
life.
I know it looks like I amplify things sometimes, but I'm not even joking right now. Yeah,
yeah.
I've never had banana cake.
I've
like
never
this.
had banana cake and a patty and felt satisfied. That's it. That's all I had.
The patty was nice. The patty was nice.
But anyway,
It wasn't-
Yeah, all right.
Banana
We'll
cake.
leave it. We'll leave it. They'll have to experience it themselves.
But anyway,
Jerk Shack,
thank you for listening
Thank
to
you
us.
for listening. Another one.
We've
And
been with man like Shawston. To my left we got,
Aaron.
and then to my right we got.
DCB, aka Chargy D, aka Angle Man Dan.
Yes.
Yeah, Dan now.
We out.
We out.
So just hold on. So actually, do I'll do it.
Clap.
Yeah. Safe.
Bro, I'll make you something. Bro, am I moving mad?
Yeah. You trying to run it now?
Not even.